In our ongoing efforts to understand commodity culture, to see how what we consume defines us, we couldn't resist the opportunity afforded us when our dear friends at Etnies told us that Chester Bennington, the lead singer of this band called Linkin Park, which has sold like a gazillion records, was coming to town to promote a sneaker he was doing with them. Now the thing about Chester is that he's not doing Linkin Park sneakers, he's doing it based off of this tattoo studio he's been running for 12 years. So the question became, how can tattoos, which are signifiers of outlaw culture and a kind of commitment that you wear for life, how do they translate into fashion that is inherently disposable? And here's what Chester had to say.
I know a lot of companies are doing, a lot of tattoo-driven clothing and even down to shoes now too. But we really bring a very credible and we're a living tattoo company, and Etnies is also as passionate about skateboarding and the extreme sports lifestyle as we are about music and tattooing, and we think that all three of them kind of have a common thread.
Tattooing is a commitment, and it is an act.
Right.
And you could say it's a lifestyle as well. But I'm very curious about its relationship to product, because that's not much of a commitment to buy a pair of shoes that
right.
you can sport as fashion for a year or two, and unless you're going to be a real sneaker pimp and put them in a box and bring them out in 10 years.
Right,
but,
yeah.
So how is that for you with your relationship and knowing that what you're wearing for life?
Well, I think that it's interesting because, it is a commitment for someone who's like myself, who appreciates the tattoo art and is willing to follow through on actually the whole experience. And I think that for people who might not necessarily want to make that full jump into getting a tattoo, one of the great ways that you can go about still appreciating the fashion side of it and still participate in the lifestyle is by getting the shoes. I think we've done a really good job of representing the artists, because our artists have created unique, one-of-a-kind pieces of art that we put on the shoes.
I remember you saying once that tattoo is like a marriage. You have it for life. And then there's, I think, a very famous early tattoo of yours was a wedding band for a marriage that I don't think exists anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore.
So the tattoo's still there.
I have a new marriage. I covered the tattoo up.
You did.
It's not something I regret. Tattoos are great because they can tell your life story.
What do you have on you that?
These flames were really
retrospect.
These flames were done by a friend of mine in San Pedro at Tattoo Deluxe. Okay. This was when I got signed. I figured I'm not really going to worry about desk jobs anymore, and so I can go below the elbow. You know what I mean? And I went for it. Eventually, I'll get sleeved. But I've got a lot of time and a lot of skin.
All right, man. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I talked to you for hours, but it all gets abbreviated in this meeting. So
Yeah.
I don't want to make you waste all this time.
It's all good, man.
On the floor. It was really good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.